He was once a highly respected lieutenant colonel in the army, but an unexpected accident took away his sight. After retiring, he had no one left and had to live in his niece's house. He spent his days in a dimly lit room, wasting away his time. Even his temper became more irritable by the day.
Get her out of here!
Until one day, a poor student named Charlie, trying to earn some living expenses, applied to be the blind colonel's temporary caretaker. Before Charlie entered for the interview, the colonel's niece gave him a few warnings. "Don't call him sir," she said, "and if he falls, don't try to help him up." These strange rules left Charlie completely puzzled, but he carefully remembered them anyway. But the first words he said as he walked in angered the colonel.
Sir?
Don't call me sir.
I'm sorry, I mean, mister, sir.
Uh-oh.
Sure enough, the colonel burst into a fit of rage.
What do you want?
I mean, what do I want?
What do you want here?
He then mercilessly kicked Charlie out. Helplessly, Charlie went to the colonel's niece and explained his failed interview. The niece was troubled after hearing that because her family was about to leave for a 3-day vacation, and no one would be there to look after the colonel. So she pleaded with Charlie. "Just stay with him for 3 days," she said. 3 days for $300. For Charlie, that was quite a generous payment. But what he didn't know was, those 3 days would completely change his life. The next day, Charlie gathered his courage and went back to the colonel. Unexpectedly, as soon as the niece's family left, the colonel immediately told Charlie to pack their bags. They were going to New York. While Charlie packed, he instinctively tried to help the colonel, but the colonel shoved him away.
Touch me again, I'll kill you, you little son of a bitch. I touch you. Understand?
Clearly, Charlie had made another fatal mistake. On the plane, the flight attendant served them drinks. The colonel sniffed the air and immediately called her by name, leaving Charlie completely stunned.
How did you know her name?
Well, she's wearing Floris. Now that's an English cologne. But her voice is California Chickie. Now California Chickie, bucking for English lady. Call her Daphne.
After arriving in New York, the colonel finally revealed the real purpose of the trip. He wanted to enjoy the last 3 days of his life. Stay at the best hotels, eat the finest food, drink the best wine, and then lie down on a 5-star hotel bed to end his life with dignity. These words left Charlie dumbfounded, while the colonel calmly enjoyed his meal, as if it were all a joke. The next day, the colonel took Charlie to an upscale restaurant. As soon as they sat down, the colonel caught a whiff of a unique perfume. Following the scent, Charlie spotted an elegant lady across the room. Seeing Charlie hesitate to approach her, the colonel decided to lead the way himself. Faced with this humorous and charming blind man, the woman quickly burst into laughter. Just then, the music in the hall began to play. The colonel asked her for a tango, but the woman hesitated, worried she might step on his feet. The colonel patiently encouraged her.
No mistakes in the tango, Donna. Not like life. Simple. That's what makes the tango so great. If you make a mistake, get all tangled up, you just tango on.
His words deeply moved her, and the two walked to the center of the dance floor. One was blind, the other had never danced tango before. Together they performed one of cinema's most iconic tangos. The colonel lost himself in the dance, momentarily forgetting his despair, but it was, after all, just a fleeting encounter. When the dance ended, the woman's boyfriend hurried in, bringing the beautiful moment to an end. The next day, Charlie noticed the colonel hadn't gotten up. He opened the door and saw him lying in bed, lifeless and defeated. His eyes were empty, his face full of exhaustion. He told Charlie to take his pay and leave. He was ready to stay and end his life there. Charlie panicked upon hearing this. He desperately searched for reasons to rekindle the colonel's will to live, but the colonel remained unmoved, until Charlie suggested going for a drive in a sports car. That finally piqued the colonel's interest. They rented a red Ferrari, yet the colonel, sitting in the passenger seat, remained expressionless. So Charlie drove into a quiet alley and put the colonel in the driver's seat. At first he drove cautiously, but as the speed increased, the wind, the engine, and his heartbeat merged into one. That long-lost sense of freedom rushed back into his veins. The two even pulled off a perfect drift together.
Now!
But after the brief thrill, they returned to suffocating silence. Soon after, they went back to the hotel. The colonel told Charlie to go out and buy some wine. Just as Charlie was about to leave, he suddenly felt a wave of unease. He hurried back to the room, only to find the colonel ready to pull the trigger. Charlie lunged forward, trying desperately to take the gun away, but a young student was no match for a battle-hardened colonel.
Get out of here!
Get on with your life, would you?
What life? I got no life! I'm in the dark here! You understand? I'm in the dark!
The colonel roared in fury, demanding a reason to keep on living. Charlie, with tears in his eyes, said, "Your tango and your driving are the best I've ever seen." Those words made the colonel pause. After facing death, he finally understood. The most terrifying blindness isn't of the eyes, but of the heart. And Charlie, with his sincerity, rekindled his light. Sometimes, saving a soul takes nothing more than a single heartfelt word. As their trip came to an end, the two finally began their journey home. What awaited the colonel was a brand new life, and Charlie too had grown into his true self along the way.